All right, everybody, welcome back to another discussion on the practical bush rifle concept. Here I've got a few of my rifles kind of laid out. These are my, preferred rifles to take into the field out of my collection, I guess you might say. What I want to talk about in this video, though, is in the concept video, I talked about how I like to have storage on the gun for maintenance essentials, as well as ballistic data that applies to that weapon. And so the main way that I accomplish that is using these stock packs from Triad Tactical. And I've been a customer of Triad's for going on probably 15 years. They make very excellent, high quality gear. It's not cheap, but it's high quality. And these stock packs have been a great way for me to keep stuff organized, because when you have multiple weapons that really are tailored to different uses, it's nice to have the specifics to that gun stored with that gun. You know, whether it's a specific caliber bore brush or bore snake or any other tools that go with your optics for that particular gun. I like to have all those on there. And then if, for some rifles like my lever gun, it's nice to be able to carry extra ammunition as well. And so these stock packs are heavy duty, and they come with, they're fully customizable as far as the way the straps and everything are set up. You can remove the strap and place it however you need to get it to fit your weapon the best. And they also come with 3 or 4 layers of this hook and loop material that you can use all of it or some of it to basically build up a cheek weld, a better cheek weld for yourself underneath there when you strap it down on the stock. And that's what I've done on most of these rifles that are scoped. Now this green one is a new one that I got for my lever gun, because right now I just have your normal kind of little butt cuff there that stores ammo. So I'm going to use this one on that rifle. Let's see. So I talked about how I like to carry cleaning essentials with the rifle. Now, in my day pack, in my 3A gear that I've written about, I always have this cleaning kit, which is basically a GI style cleaning kit with the steel rods that screw together. And it has an adapter in here to where I can screw on any normal cleaning rod like you'd get at the sporting goods store. And so I keep it set up. I keep my 5.56 bore brushes in here, and a little bottle of CLP, a lens pin, a few patches. And so that's kind of specific to the 5.56. But if I'm carrying any other rifle, like my 6.5 Creedmoor, this kit just stays in my backpack, and within the stock pack itself, I just have a small bag with a 6.5 caliber bore brush and a 6.5 caliber bore snake. I kind of like bore snakes in the field instead of patches. It's just less mess, less screwing around. Punch the bore a few times with the brush, run the bore snake through. It's good enough for in the field. Besides the maintenance tools, I've also got a laminated card that shows my ballistic data for this particular rifle. And that just serves to kind of give me a refresher. If I haven't been studied up on this particular gun for a while and I want to take it out, I can just refresh myself on what my holdovers are and other ballistic data there. It's got enough room for a small Write in the Rain notebook. I just use this to keep notes about the rifle itself, what I've zeroed the rifle with in the past, how it shot, so on. Not quite a full-blown data book, but just a way to record information. And that's it in that one. Now these stock packs come in different configurations. So this one is what they call their modular stock pack. And you can see it's got a wide band of loop material on the outside. And then when I got it, I was actually surprised. I didn't notice this on the website, but they also have loop material on the inside. And so the reason they call it modular is because they make quite a few different accessories that are hook-backed that will stick on this. They actually make a minimalist mag pouch. So if you want to do, you know, strap an AI-style magazine to here, you could. Of course, there's little panels like this that hold different sized and amounts of ammunition. I think there was even one with clear plastic so you could have your ballistic data on here. And so the reason I like this for my lever gun is, you know, I can just stick this placard on here with 9 extra rounds of ammo if I'm worrying about being able to reload quickly. But most likely I'll probably store this on the inside so that the ammunition isn't exposed to weather, and also so that the shine of the brass isn't reflecting light all the time. You know, I don't foresee myself needing to make any super fast speed reloads with this pouch, or with this rifle rather. And I think just undoing a zipper and then reaching in and pulling out the rounds will suffice. And there's still enough room on the inside of here for all those maintenance. You know, I can put a 30 caliber bore snake and bore brush in here so that I can still clean this in the field if need be. Go ahead and if you've got yourself a cool patch, you can put that right on the front too. Now some rifles, or some stock packs rather, that was their modular version. The kind of standard versions come in a few different configurations. This one has a smooth outside with shell loops on the inside, and this other version has the shell loops on the outside. Now I prefer the ones on the inside. Like I said, I don't like my ammunition, you know, exposed to the weather and dirt and the light creating shine off of it. Okay guys, and so that's stock packs that you would attach to like a normal butt stock. Some rifles though have a provision for storage within them, like this AR does. This is a KE Arms polymer lower, but most of your fixed stock, you know, M16A2 style butt stocks have a trapdoor with plenty of storage in the back, and KE Arms makes a trapdoor option for theirs as well. Kind of see that there. And so within this, I do this one just a little different than the other ones because I'm already carrying 5.56 cleaning gear in my day pack. I'm not really worried about putting bore brushes in here and stuff. But I do still have a 5.56 bore snake because that doesn't fit in here. And then also an Allen wrench to keep these rings tight on my scope mount. And then probably most importantly, instead of a full-blown kind of ballistic data reference like I do on these bolt guns, this optic is the ACSS from Primary Arms. It's a platinum 1:8. It's got the BDC reticle already in it. I don't really need to have a card that shows me where I'm hitting because the 300 hash mark is 300. So that's kind of a nice part about BDCs. But what I do keep in here is just a small card kind of saying, you know, what distance I zeroed it at, because I do what I call a midpoint zero on my BDC reticles instead of just zeroing them at 100. I'll actually zero the midpoint, which is however far I expect to shoot, you know, the midpoint of that halfways, and I'll zero that line of the BDC at that distance. And it just gives me a little bit more accurate BDC throughout the entire range that I'm shooting. I'll put the date, temperature that I zeroed it, what ammo I was using, and then I like to confirm at 100 yards and actually measure the offset. So this particular rifle is shooting 2 1/4 inches high at 100. And that's just a way that in the future, if I suspect the zero is off, I can quickly check it at 100 yards. I know that I'm shooting for 2 1/4 inches high. I've also got my suppressor offset and then my IR laser offset as well. So that way I can check all those items in the field if need be. And that just rides in the buttstock little baggie here. Now, one thing you guys, some of you might be asking is, you know, if I'm carrying a bore snake, why am I worrying about carrying these steel rods? You know, aren't they heavy? Why would you need them? 90% of the reason for these rods isn't to just clean the barrel. It's actually to remove obstructions. And so, you know, if you're out trekking around, trip, slip, put your muzzle right in the dirt, it's pretty hard to get gravel and mud and shit out of this area up here. And so being able to quickly just run this through, knock those obstructions out, clean it out with a couple passes with either the bore brush or a bore snake is pretty important. And on the flip side, should you get a stuck case, it's also nice to be able to try to knock that out backwards. So that's why I carry these rods. Another quick tip along that same vein is use electrical tape and tape up your muzzles, either muzzle device or the muzzle itself. That'll save you a lot of headache from getting crap in your bore. And if you're worried about what it'll do when you fire, you just fire, it'll blow right off the end of the barrel. No effect on the gun whatsoever. Now, it doesn't mean get your Gorilla Tape out and put 14 wraps of it on there. I just lay one layer of electrical tape on there, go around once or twice to hold it on, call it good.